coach just said, when you guys took control, after it was 36-36, you guys went on a little run there, and he said you guys were driving the ball better, getting ahead of their zone. What were you guys trying to do during that stretch?
I think just sticking to what we had planned on doing coming into this game. We knew they were going to go zone because they did that last time, so we prepared a lot for that zone. And, as the game went on, just sticking with what we were doing. I think in the first half we were driving it hard, but we were missing some shots. They have good players. They're contesting it. So I think we just were able to stick with what we were doing, even though the results necessarily weren't what we wanted in terms of finishing or making shots. And I just think that's a testament to, our trust in each other, our trust in, our coaches, and, our coaches trusting us.
With those missed three-pointers, you guys have had some tough shooting games this season. What do you chalk that up to?
I mean, that's just how the game goes. I think, there's players, teams that can shoot the ball poorly and then, shoot the ball really well on any given night. So I think, we're really proud of the win today because we shot the ball poorly and, we're able to win ugly. And I think that's something we struggled to do the past 3 games, when it got rough, when it got hard. We didn't, we weren't resilient like we were today in terms of just, finding a way to win anyway, not getting caught up in, our missed shots, not getting caught up in, things that we really can't control and just doubling down on all things we can control.
Hey, Stevie. You shot 62% from the floor tonight. You were plus 19. But I think it was even more palpable when you come in the game and you bring that intensity. What's your kind of mindset coming off the bench, coming back into the game, and bringing energy?
I think, when I'm at my best, I'm doing that. And, sometimes being human, like things can get in the way from that and get in the way of that, whether that's, things outside of my control, wherever my mind's at. So I just really wanted to be intentional today with, bringing out my personality, bringing out my energy, and, bringing out all the things that I do just from being the person who I am, being, who I've been all 4 years here. So I really want to just be intentional with that. And just that's one thing I wanted to do today because I felt like, the past 3 games, even, prior to that when we were still winning, I wasn't bringing that same, juice and intensity and, passion. So if anything, today I wanted to go out there and just be myself, EGBs, scream, flex, whatever it may be, celebrate, and just have fun and not really fear losing, but more so just be grateful for the opportunity we get to go after it, with my best friends and play the game we love. So I think, just being grateful for the opportunity regardless of the outcome, regardless of the result, just allows me to be in a place mentally where I can just be myself and have fun out there.
Stevie, you guys get a week off now. I know several guys are dealing with injuries. You've had a few minor things. What are you going to do during this week off?
We're going to grow during this week. I think that's the biggest thing. This is really the biggest week of our lives up to this point because, this week can determine or not determine but influence a lot of things going forward. And we know there's a lot of things we got to work on, just continue to take care of our bodies, continue to grow our connection relationships, and just continue to figure out ways to bring those relationships out to make us better. And I think sometimes we have relationships, we love each other so much, but sometimes we can, things get in the way of us really using that as one of our advantages, and it just kind of gets pushed aside. So just growing on offense, defense, and then most importantly, culturally.
So you had a game at the beginning that was a lot closer, and guys like Joplin coming out, notching 7 points and 5 rebounds in the first 10 minutes of that game. What does that do for the rest of the energy of the team when other people are struggling to find a bucket?
I think it does a lot, and I think that's one of the strengths of our teams is having a lot of guys who can, make plays, whether or not everybody else is making plays, and, until everybody else gets going. And I think that's what we pride ourselves on when we're at our best is just having, a bunch of dudes that can go out there and impact the game in so many ways. And I think everybody who came in the game today did that regardless of any stat line. And that's what I'm really proud of, the guys for today, just being able to go in there and really just impact the game, make them feel us, and just have fun doing it.
Stevie, you guys obviously talk a lot about culture. You've talked a lot about spirit in here. Just I wonder what it's like during that 3-game losing streak for you guys as players to lean on that culture that you guys have built so long building up, to lean on each other, to be so close to the group. Just how beneficial is it for you guys to be as close as you are and, to realize that, like a 3-game losing streak can't disbond you guys like that just because of what you've built?
Yeah, I think it's super valuable to have that because we can have real conversations with one another. As a team, small groups, whatever it may be, we can really have real conversations and, figure out not necessarily like why we're losing because we're playing against good teams, but why we're not at our best in the things we can control. And I think, we're going to do that, continue to do that this week off. And I think the more we can do that, the more we're going to be able to just, the sky's the limit because our relationships, like you said, are so strong and valuable, but they're only an advantage when we press that advantage. And I think the more we can, come together around one common goal of winning and really be direct with one another about what we need from each other and what's going to take to, accomplish all of our goals, the more, that will translate to the court. So I think, what we built here has been super special, and I think, we have more games coming up, great teams to play against, and, whatever we say between now and then, whatever we do between now and our next game doesn't guarantee that we win, but it puts us in a good position to be the best us, and we're very confident that when we're, our best us, most importantly culturally, that we'll be in any game and put ourselves in a place to win it.
You had 5 offensive rebounds, odd 16 as a team, 15-2, I think, in second chance points. Just how were you able to kind of dominate the boards as thoroughly as you did tonight? It's been an issue at times this season.
Yeah, again, I think that was just something we were intentional on coming into this game. It was, Tom Crean, he talked to us before the game, and really that was, one of the main things he said that I was a really good offensive rebounder. He said Job was really good. Then he, called all of us out about letting the things that we can't control impact us on the things we can control. And, just hearing that, Coach tells us that all the time. We tell each other that all the time. But I think, just hearing that from, just another person is just man, it made us just really look at each other, look in the mirror, and just we got to go out there, and regardless of what happens on the offensive end, we're going to dig in on the defensive end. We're going to dig in culturally, and we're not going to let things outside of our control affect our spirit, affect our bond. And I think that's what we did tonight, which allowed us to, win ugly against a good team.
That's it. Thanks.